Morning, Alejandro. All right. Before we get started here, guys, I do have the risk disclosure up. It gives us, Larry, good morning. So you guys can take a look at the risk disclosure here and see as we wait for folks to join us here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, see me okay, see the risk disclosure, all the important things. Good morning, Frizu. We'll get started here in the next couple of minutes. Just want to give folks a chance here to join. um, yeah, definitely, guys. If you are new to the room, I don't know, Joshua, buenos dias. Hey, Larry. If you are new to the room and the content that I've provided or will be providing here resonates or supports your journey, supports your trading for the day, I'd encourage you to hit the like button. If you want to be alerted of these kinds of sessions in the future, I would also hit the subscribe and alert button. Those are all, ways to kind of continue and support me in providing this content here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. So the risk disclosure is pretty self-explanatory. The idea here is that the information I'm about to provide you guys is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided is intended as investment advice to offer, sell, buy, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. We all understand that futures does carry a fair amount of risk, and that we should be only using risk capital money that we can get that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security. It should be used. Okay. Uh, so that the risk capital should only be used to avoid jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Nothing here and again is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past risk performance is not necessarily indicative of future results here. Okay. All right. So now that I got through the risk disclosure here, guys, I'll go ahead and start with the news here, as we normally do. Right. It's very important to get what news is in the horizon here before we get started, because chances are we don't want to be in a position when news hits, because it could cause the market to move in unanticipated ways. Okay, we don't want to necessarily be in a position like that, even though it could potentially support us. We have no way of predicting what direction is going to move. So let's go ahead and select 2 and 3 star events. We're going to go ahead and click apply. We're going to move back to the top here. Hey, Sergey. All right. So what do we have today? Well, it looks like we have just 2 star events all the way down. Okay. We have our 11 o'clock Eastern, New York Fed 1-year consumer inflation expectations. Okay. We have a consumer credit coming in at 3 o'clock, which is kind of the tail end of the market here. And then we have some crude oil and some gold speculative positions reports coming out right around the time when the market's going to close here. So the only other bit of news, I guess, that we should be made aware of. Obviously, we have the daily 10 o'clock option expiration. Okay, 10 o'clock Eastern, which we should all be aware of by this point. But for those that are new, it's important that folks are aware of that as well. Okay. Hey, Sergey. Hey, Salo. Hey, Niels. Okay. So now that I've gotten through the news events, let's go ahead and start looking at the markets here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and Let's see if I can find what I need to find here. Here it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my charts. We're going to go ahead and start with the normal here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start with gold. Hey, Christian. Hey, hey, Joe. All right, so we're going to start again. Since this is the start of the week, I like taking a peek at the monthly and weekly, just to get a sense and kind of realign ourselves with the general direction of the market. So, looking at the monthly chart for gold, you can see that we are in a bit of structure here. Well, I should go ahead and change this to the continuous contract. This is one of the reasons I use the continuous contract, guys, because the continuous contract is limited to a quarter. The continuous contract allows us to, review the instrument over a much more extended period of time. Okay, so nonetheless, you can see here that we are in a steady climb. We have higher highs and higher lows. So monthly chart is not giving us any indication that the gold market is necessarily not bullish. Okay, so monthly is very much bullish. Weekly here is also, I would say that it's bullish, but a bit rangy. Okay, so if you can see here, we are been ranging. Okay, here in the gold market, right? I'm going to go ahead and turn off this off here. Okay, so we've been ranging. How do I determine whether in a range? Well, we see overlapping candles. Okay, overlapping candles indicate consolidation. Consolidation indicate range. Okay, so we have not made a new high. We have not made a new low. We just stay inside this range while the I would say the market is still relatively bullish. Okay, we are in a range. We're a little bit in an area of indecision. Okay, we need to get above 24.58 or 24.56. To kind of resume the move long, the move to the long side. If we're looking maybe that the market is going to kind of turn over on us, we're looking at 2284.6. We need to see that broken to the downside. Okay. When I say broken, I mean a close. I don't mean a candle wick. I mean an actual body close outside this range area. Okay. All right. So monthly, certainly bullish. Weekly, I would say is also bullish, but it's kind of following this kind of pattern here, right? We had after the last bullish candle, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles before we got a resumption of this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're probably another week away, I guess, from kind of following this pattern here of a significant break to the upside. Okay, if it's going to follow this pattern that we have here on the left. All right. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the daily chart. So daily chart, similar kind of price action. We are in a very much in a range here. Okay. On the market, we just have more candles to kind of zoom into these areas. Now we have here broken some areas to the upside. Okay, we have 23.73.7 that's been broken to the upside. We have this area here, 23.96. I believe has technically been broken with this candle. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we in the last series of candles here, we have not made new lows. We just made new highs and higher lows as well. Okay, so if we're just looking at this right here, okay, we're just looking at this series of candles right here, we have to say that we're in a bullish area. Okay, right? Otherwise, in an overall ranging market. All right. So let's go ahead and move down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, telling us similar kinds of things. Okay, we've broken here to the upside, and now we're coming back to retest some demand areas here. Okay, this area down here, I don't know if I identified that as a 4-hour supply here in my top step daily levels. But if I do a triangle right here, the triangle, but this area right here, would this around 2370 would be an area of interest for me. Okay. This would be an area that I would suspect to see whoever or set of people or this is kind of a relatively strong Bigfoot sighting, right? Everybody understand what I mean by Bigfoot, right? Big institutions, hedge funds, companies. Yeah, it's a buying zone. Correct. This area would be an area where we would expect some buying. Okay. 2370. All right. 30-minute chart. All right. So this is kind of where we start to, kind of dive into these areas here a little bit. So rather than, kind of, we'll go ahead and bring these levels up. All right. We're going to go ahead and draw a volume profile here from Friday. All right. Here we are. This is the open. Oops. That's not what I want. Don't want to enter a position, evaluate whether I want to do a long position here. I wanted to evaluate or open a volume profile. All right. So right around this area here. Okay. Drag this across. Do this. Okay. So we're below value. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance here as well. All right. So we have initial balance here. So relatively small range that's below value. So who's in control? Yeah. So yeah, price did hit that psychological level and turned around, right? Something that we had talked about last week, correct, Alejandro? I believe we had talked about this 2400 level serving as an area of resistance, right? So this area right here, right? This area right here is an area of supply. Okay. How do I know it's an area of supply? Well, I have a set of rejection candles, and I retested this area, and it was not able to hold back inside. So this is an area where there are sellers. Okay. Equally, we have identified a level below us. Maybe even I might even be inclined to draw another area just above it. Okay, right around here on the 30-minute side. Okay, where this could also serve as an area of demand on the 30-minute chart. Okay, so we have supply up here, demand up here, down here. Okay, with initial balance range and getting some rejection candle below us. Okay, so I'll go ahead and populate the levels here, guys, in a minute. We're going to go ahead and open up ADR here. ADR or ASR? That's ASR. Let's go ahead and open up ADR. Okay, so here we are, ADR, right? So ADR got kind of exceeded to the downside. All right, and now we're reacting a bit away from it, and now we're currently above it. Structure right now on this 30-minute chart is bearish. Okay, right? We're seeing lower highs and lower lows, right? So bearish. We're in a bearish kind of swing right now. We're coming into an area where we could potentially see some support, right? We have some support in this area. Hey, DX Corp. All right, so let's call out my levels here. So and then we'll talk hypos. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and capture the levels I had captured yesterday in my pre-market, not pre-market, but my study over the weekend here, and in preparation for today. Okay, so here are the levels that I've kind of captured for today. All right, these levels right here. All right, now what are some hypos? Well, if I'm thinking bullish, okay, well, I'm in an area. If I'm in an area where we could potentially get a bullish move to the upside. I have ADR here, right? I have ADR. Let's see. We have ADR here, right? Okay, this area right here, ADR. And if we manage to get above this candle over here, then we have we have this slightly another smaller supply above us, but ultimately we have this supply zone above, or not supply zone, supply zone above us. Ultimately, the ultimate prize would be to get all the way up to ADR here to the upside. Not a bad move from 2382 all the way up to 2410. Okay, or 2411. Okay, so here are my levels. Okay, they're consistent with what I kind of posted there on Top Step. All right, so so like I said, hypo wise, if we get some price structure here, that would indicate that maybe we can get a start of breaking some of this structure to the upside. I would like to see, price break above initial balance high, break above this pivot high, okay, of this right here. So like 23.85, okay, and then that might be enough of momentum, okay, to get us back to this supply zone that we've drawn here on the 30-minute chart, and ultimately up to the tops here, not the tops, but what ADR is offering us here, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR here. All right, so we're going to open up ASR, and looks like we are in a relatively narrow range. Just going to double check here on something. See if this changes anything. Okay, so this could, again, like I say, guys, this could adjust here a bit with the open of the New York session, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and turn off this for a second. Turn ADR levels here. All right, just to kind of wrap up our discussion. Okay, if like I said, if we are bullish on the market, we need to see price break above initial balance high, break above this little pivot of 23.85 in order to potentially see some a momentum move back up to this supply zone, ultimately up to ADR high. Okay, or test value area high. Correct. Because then at that point, if we do get a break above this, we get a close inside value. And if we get a close inside value, we can get up to point of control and ultimately maybe right back up to value area high. Okay, so that would be my hypo. It's more of a reversal against maybe the market structure that we're seeing at the moment. Okay, if we are bearish, okay, well, we would want to see a break, all right, a break of this initial balance range to the downside. Okay, now with that, the problem with the bearish action here, we have quite a bit of demand down in these areas. All right, so that this area, this entire area could cause buyers to step in. All right, could cause buyers to step in. But just because we know that buyers could step in does not mean that we can't carry on a trade. As long as we stay inside some structure, right, to the downside, right, then the upper end of this channel could offer us a nice opportunity lower, even though we all understand that we're coming into a higher time frame demand. Okay. So we need to see some breaks of structure in order to support a long. If we don't see a break of structure, then we have to go with the structure that we see. And in this case, the structure is bearish. Okay. Market structure right now is bearish. Price action is bearish. We're not seeing any sort of price action breaks here, in this case, the channel, to support a long at this point. Okay. All right. Taking a peek, see if there's any questions on anything that I've shared here. We've already talked about the psychological level. Yes, it did indeed hit it and turn around like we expected. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the sister market, platinum. Okay, and see what it's telling us here. Okay, so we're not going to go. Well, actually, let's go through that exercise. Okay, so we're looking at the monthly chart. Monthly chart is in a bit of consolidation. Okay, from highs of almost 1355 down to a lows of wow, that's way low. 556. More recently down to 811. Okay, we're kind of in this rangy market. Okay, kind of looking to see I would say kind of in an overall kind of down market. I guess this is an area of where we would expect to have some supporting gold, right? We're looking at a pivot here back in 2008 of 792, 800. Okay, relatively strong area, and we're above that. So Right now, looking from left to right, we are in kind of a bearish to kind of neutral environment, right? We did have a break above that could have changed the sort of the character of this market, but it failed, and now we're kind of moving away from that area in back inside a range. Okay, so I would say that the market is a bit neutral, but it's kind of like consolidating. I can see that we have kind of a symmetrical, kind of triangle that's forming here. Okay, right? Looks a lot like this. Okay, so it's a rangy market. Now we don't know what direction this is going to move. If I'm bearish in what if I'm bearish on the market, I need to look at higher pricing. Okay, I could use initial balance low as that reference level for myself. So if I get a strong momentum break to the one side, if I get an extension of, I'm assuming we're talking gold here. If I get an extension to the downside, okay, of say initial balance low, then initial balance low will serve as a reference level for me to potentially participate in the market. Okay. Otherwise, I need to see maybe, wait for price to get higher, maybe up to VWAP or anchor VWAP or something along those lines to kind of offer me a reference. Okay. All right. Moving on. Weekly chart. All right. So weekly chart, some of the same kinds of things that we were experiencing. We did get a break to the upside only to be met by selling. Okay. We have yet to make a new high, 1100. Okay. 1109. Failed to make a new high. We've come back down to a what looks like a demand area here. Okay. This looks like a little bit of a demand zone here for me. All right. But I could also make a similar argument that we are in a supply zone. Okay, this is a function of triangle consolidation patterns, right? Okay, we have supply here and demand here. Not really much to do here. Very difficult area to trade, right? Daily chart. Okay, daily chart. Okay, similar ranges. Okay, similar range we're seeing here. Okay, we have a supply area above us here. Okay, we see a supply zone, right? It's been respected, but we also see a demand zone. So which direction should I take this trade? Well, honestly, for me, I need to see some breaks of structure here. I mean, if not, then I need to fade these supply zones. Okay, over here at 1060, 1070, right? Fade that area, maybe as high as what is this? Maybe as high as 1100. Okay, fade the extremes, right? So I fade up here, buy down here. Okay, that's kind of how the market is playing out for me right now. All right, 4-hour chart. Okay, so we have a series of bearish candles on the 4-hour that's taken us back inside. This is not quite the volume value area that I'm looking for here, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, so we have a series of bearish candles coming into an area where we could expect buyers to begin to step in here, right? We're right close to a prior settlement zone. We are technically below this anchor VWAP that I drew from this anchor back in Monday of last week. Okay. All right. So we're back into an area where we could potentially find some support in the gold market, in the platinum market. All right. On the 4-hour. Now, if price manages to close below this, well, then that opens up this area here. Okay. This EMA level, right? This opens this entire area for discovery. All right. So structure on the 4-hour, I would say, is looking a bit bearish. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We've moved away from settlement price. We're now down to this EMA level, down inside this this demand zone. Okay. All right. So again, nothing in here that tells us that we're in anything other than a bearish structure to the downside. The only thing that's different from, say, here to here is that we're coming into an area where we could potentially see some buyers. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, we're going to go back to Friday here, drag that across to the close of Friday. Okay, and lo and behold, we are below value. Bears are very much in control of this market. Okay, let's see. Do I see VWAP here anywhere? Don't see VWAP. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw an anchor VWAP here on the top. Okay, because that's the little last pivot area for the bulls. So we are a bit extended to the downside. Okay, we have yet to touch VWAP in this move to the downside. Okay, so it would not be unreasonable, right, for price to head up to this anchored VWAP and then continue to the downside. Okay. Okay. All right. We need more. That's certainly within the realm of possibilities here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay, so we got initial balance here developing on the tail end of this area here. This is what is this area there? Right, that okay. Okay, so we're basically back inside. We have two relatively similar initial balance lows here. Okay, this is initial balance low from Friday. We're back down to this same initial balance low area here before. Okay, last time it came down here, with reversed. Right now, we'll yet to be determined whether we're going to reverse off this level or not. Okay, in the platinum market. All right, so let's start calling out some of these levels. So let's open up ADR. Okay, so we'll open up ADR. ADR is above us here. So let's bring this down here. Let's switch this down here a little bit. Trying to give ourselves some real estate to work with. So here we are up on the top. Right here. 1058.3 ADR high. ADR high is 1053.3. ADR low here is this area right here which we crossed. Okay, so 1031.4, 1031.4. Okay, we got settlement as 1046. Okay, and then what else do I want to call out here? Well, we already have value area high identified here at 1048.7, VH 1048.7. Okay, and then value area low here at 1037.3. Okay, low 1037.3. Okay, we have settlement, we have this. Okay, the only thing that we haven't covered here yet is ASR. So we'll go ahead and open that up. Okay, we're going to turn off ADR. Okay. So ASR, we have 1042.3. 1042.3. And then we have ADR low here at, 1027 actually. Well, actually, we're going to go with the older one. 1028.7. Okay, 1028.7. 7. Okay, so what are some hypos for this market? Well, similar kind of thing. Okay, that we were talking about in gold. Okay, we're coming into some areas where we could see a reversal in price. Okay, we're coming into an area of demand here, right? We're coming into area where we could see a potential in price. Well, what would be a logical price? Well, this is a ASR level here, today's ASR level, 1010.5. Okay, we just crossed below the level that I'm tracking, this 1028.7. All right, that is also an indication, okay, that we could be in a sustained auction to the downside. Okay. This could be an indication that we are in a sustained auction to the downside in platinum. All right. Now, if we start to get some market structure here, right? We start to get some market structure that indicates that maybe we can say maybe break say this bearish channel here, okay, to the upside, right? Then that would start to maybe change the character of this current swing that we're in. Okay, it could be the impetus for a potential swing back at least up to 1028.7, which is the most recent, kind of consolidation area on the 30-minute chart. And if we do manage to get above that, then the anchored VWAP would be kind of a reasonable target for this move, because we are dealing with some market structure that is bearish. And if we're dealing with market structure that is bearish, then we have to, we have to kind of, mute our expectations on how far this a bull move could be or could go. All right. The ideal would be to, look for like a level like 1027.6, which is this consolidation area. We could get a move back up to this area and continue this bearish move down. Okay. That would be a logical area to become a bear. Anchored VWAP would be another logical area for some bearish price action, okay, to support this continuation, to support this current bear swing that we're seeing right now. But I'm keenly aware that I am coming into some areas here that could offer me a reversal in price. So I have to be aware of that. If I'm going to sell, my preference would be to sell on some prior level, some prior reference level, maybe initial balance high, maybe the bottom end of this ASR low, maybe this area here that we have identified as ASR high. Okay, this is ASR low, this is ASR high. Okay, these areas right here would be a ripe area to see a continuation trade to the downside in platinum. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to the crude oil market. Okay, and we're going to move this off to the side here for a second. We're just going to quickly skim through the monthly chart. Okay, get a feel for what direction the market is looking to do here. Okay, and we're going to turn off initial balance for now and ASR for now. Okay, so what is the market trying to do? Okay, well, if I move from left to right, the market is honestly trying to move higher. Okay, we're above this EMA level. We've created a little bit of a demand zone here on the monthly chart. Okay, right? So it's looking to move higher. Now, what's in its way? Well, it needs to get above 90.58. I would not be a happy man if that happens. Okay, 90.58 is kind of where it needs to get to. All right. Weekly chart. Okay, similar kind of thing here. All right, we got this. Looks like I identified some sort of demand here. Okay, so weekly chart is also, we made a higher low. We have yet to make a higher high. Okay, we made a higher high here, but in this current swing, we have yet to make a higher high above 87.52. Okay, so right now it looks like we are in kind of in the midst of some sort of, kind of triangle consolidation pattern here, right? So if I draw this, right, I got this going on here, right? Right? This is kind of my pattern here. If I look at this pattern, well, what does this tell me? Well, anytime I get up to the top end of this channel, it reverses. Are we up? Are we getting close to that top end of the channel? Yes. What should I expect? Well, what should I expect? Well, I look to the left. What does looking to the left say? Well, looking to the left says that once I get up to these prices at 84, I should expect price to continue to head lower. Okay. Now, if price breaks this area and closes above this, then I have to change the character of the current structure that I'm seeing here. Okay, the character of this structure is going to change. Okay, all right. So that's the weekly chart. Moving on to the daily. Okay, daily chart giving us the same kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and remove this channel here for a minute. Okay, I already see that's going to get in my way, so we don't want that. So daily chart, okay, we have a break above, okay. We had an attempt to get above only for it to fail. I'm going to get rid of this here. Okay, we had an attempt to get above. Did we manage to get above? We didn't. Okay, we got to 84 and failed. All right, now we are back down. Okay, I see a little bit of a demand here. Okay, this I'm willing to draw as a demand. All right. Okay, as long as price stays above this 81, 83 level or 82, then the structure to the upside has not been broken. Okay, we are in this kind of staircase to the upside. All right. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay. Again, we're coming close to this area of demand that I had drawn on the daily. Okay. This area here around 82, 81.75. We've already gotten some reversal candles away from that area. Buyers have begun to step in this area. Okay. Feel like, okay, this is a good, relatively good price. Okay. Question is this going to maintain? We have another 45 minutes before we can determine that. Those weak have a tendency to get tested. Are we talking about this area right here, 81.75 D Corp? Is that what we're talking about? The lows down here, 80.63. Okay. Yeah. So there's certainly there's nothing in out of the realm of possibility here that price can't continue down to these levels. This is kind of the first, I guess, logical area where it could be some resistance could be had. Okay, for the sellers. Okay. Can we see the box as a level? Yeah, this box here is a level for me. Okay, this area encompasses this whole area. So if it manages to stay above the box, then yes, this could be an area of reversal. But DX makes a good point. It could be at the upper end of the box or it could be at the lower end of the box. The nice thing about the lower end of the box, okay, if I wanted to demand that as my price, that this is right around this EMA level, okay, that would make for a very nice location, 80.50 for a potential long, okay. All right, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start to draw some of these things. So the first thing I need to draw is my fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to locate the bar from Friday, 9 o'clock bar, drag that across to the 4:30 bar. Oops, 4:30 right there. Okay, so we are well below value. Okay, so who's in control of the market, Alejandro? Who's in control? Buyers or bears? Spot quiz. Bears, right? So we have to look for bearish opportunities where we can reasonably manage our risk. Well, where would that be? Well, settlement price, this EMA level, this anchored VWAP that I've drawn from some area. I'm actually going to get rid of this anchored VWAP, and I'm going to look at something a little bit more recent here. Okay, we're going to draw this anchored VWAP from the tops from Friday here. Okay. So if price were to come back down here up to this level, then the expectation is that this would be a logical area for a continuation move to the downside. Okay. You could also use retracements. If you are a believer of retracements, you can measure this swing and go with say a 38% or a 50%, retracement level on this swing. Okay. To offer you an opportunity to the downside. Okay. I don't use retracements all that much because I have other reference levels that I can use. Okay. But in the absence of something, then yeah, retracements level is a mathematical way of arriving at a potential area. Okay. So 38.2%, 50% retracement of this swing would be a logical area for a continuation move to the downside. Okay. All right. So let's add the ADR here to the upside. Okay, ASR, ADR. Okay, there we are. I'm going to go ahead and open up the text box here and capture what I already captured on. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so levels I've already captured. Okay. All right, so here are the levels that I'm looking at in the crude oil market. All right, so right now, I would say that since we are above this Let's go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay, so since we are above this ADR low, okay, and we did make an attempt here to get to higher prices, was rejected. So if I'm going to be interested in a long trade, I need to get at least above 82.87. Okay. If I do manage to get above 82.87, that means I will have a break of extension. I'll have a price extending this IB high. Currently, this is just 30-minute candle. We still need one more candle to determine what this initial balance range is. Okay. But I am seeing that we are trying to establish a higher low. Okay. And if that holds true and we get a break above initial balance high, then maybe we get back up to this anchored VWAP level. Okay. Or settlement price. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And ultimately maybe back up to this ADR high level that we have above us. Okay. This is a line that I drew as support. Okay. This is also value area low. All right. So these are all logical reference levels for price to reach. Should this be a developing a bullish kind of structure to the upside? Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. Unless if there's any sort of questions here. If I'm bearish, well, I've already identified some levels here, right? We have settlement as an area for price to reverse from. We have EMA as an area for price to reverse from. There's a cluster of confluence here. We have the anchored VWAP. We have settlement. We have EMA. This area here around 83.20 seems like a area rich with bears. Okay. All right. That would be an area. If I'm looking bullish, well, I can use ASR, IB low as my reference level, or maybe IB high, depending on whether we extend this to the upside. So a number of scenarios here. All right. So as I'm looking here as the likes, I know. Thank you, Frizu, for your attempts here. Encourage you guys to kind of hit the like button here. Okay. If what I'm saying and sharing with you resonates and offers you some support in your endeavor to align yourself with the market. Okay. All right. Let's move on to kind of the sister of crude oil, and that is RBOB. All right. So similar kind of thing. Now, if I didn't blink, I would say that I was in exactly the same market. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the monthly chart. Okay, so we're going to remove some of these things here. Okay, so what is the monthly chart trying to do here? Well, monthly chart has been kind of in this consolidation range after a relatively strong move to the downside. Okay, it has not made it has not broken structure to the downside. It's kind of hovering around sort of the low end of where I would expect the bulls to be. Okay, so unless price, get rid of a lot of levels here, guys. Sorry. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's remove some of these drawings. Okay. All right. Looking a little better now. All right. So we had this swing higher. We had a reversal move, but the reversal move came into an area where we'd expect some support, and it's been hanging around support since then. Has not made a new low, has not made a new high in range. Okay. Weekly chart. Okay. Weekly chart, similar kind of action that we've been seeing. Okay. We did establish a higher low off of EMA. Okay. But we have yet to make a new high here in the RBOB market. Okay. We are kind of around the smaller supply area, causing a little bit of resistance right now for the bulls. Okay. Right. So, but the structure is starting to look a little bit more bullish, right? If we manage to get below this 212 level, then it would be more of a continuation move. But if I look at this right now, If I just look at this right here, this looks like that it's developing some strength to the upside. Okay. All right. Daily chart. Daily chart. We are again breaking some structure to the upside. Okay. We got a break of structure to the upside, and that was met with some selling. Okay. Now we're down to an area where we could expect, all right, we could expect some buyers here. Okay. We got this move here, right? We got a strong move away from this consolidation area. We were kind of grinding down to this area. Well, we could expect, if we're going to maintain this structure here to the upside, again, how do I know what structure I'm in? Well, I would draw something along these lines. Okay. As long as it can stay inside that little channel that I drew there, then I have to say that we're in bullish structure to the upside. If I get a break of this demand zone and create a new low, then maybe I get a continuation of this move that I'm seeing here. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay. I'm going to turn off initial balance here. Don't need it at the moment. All right. So we've gotten price to reverse away from settlement. We've gotten price to close below this most recent demand zone, and we're kind of in the teeth of where we would expect demand to be. All right. I'm going to be looking at this area around here, 252. Yeah, $2.52. This would be a reasonable area for a return or a continuation of this bullish price action that we're seeing. Okay, up until recently. All right. So this would be an area here around 251, 252 level. Okay, 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. All right. I'm going to get rid of this channel because I know that we're inside the channel here. Actually, we'll go ahead and leave it. Okay, because we are close to a decision point here. Okay, this is a point of decision that we'll need to make here. All right. Do we believe in this overall, bullish kind of structure that we're seeing on the 4-hour? If so, then this area right here would be kind of the last stand for the bulls. Okay. All right. Looking at, let's go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile here. All right, here we are. We're going to go ahead and open up Friday, 9 o'clock. All right. Drag that across to 4:30. Okay, so we're well below value, indicating that the bears are still very much in control of this market. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP from the top here. Okay, this is my anchored VWAP. All right. So as long as price stays below this anchored VWAP, below some of the reference levels that we care about, then we have to think lower. Okay. We have to think lower in RBOB. All right. Let's go ahead and open up initial balance here. Okay. So we have our initial balance range developing here. So we have initial balance. So let's start calling out some levels here. Okay. So we have ADR, got ADR high. I'm going to head open up that up. Where's ADR? Okay, there it is. ADR high here is at 25898, 2.5898. Okay, ADR low is is 2.5411, 2.5411. Okay, they got settlement at 2.5591. Okay, and let's go ahead and turn this off here and turn on ASR. Well, that was ASR. No. Let's see ASR here. Okay, there it is. All right, so we got, let's see, looks like we're below the older version. Let's go with this newer version. Okay, so we'll say 2.5722 on the high end, and then 2.5309. Okay. All right. So similar, I've already given you guys maybe a little bit of a scenario here where I maybe could be enticed in a bullish trade in RBOB, all right, down at this 252 level, all right, just below the ASR low here, okay. But so that would be one possibility, okay. Kind of bottom feeding for a long, all right. If I'm looking for a momentum long, well, I need price to close above IB high and get above some of this consolidation area that we've established here for a long that could take me back up to the highs of ASR high, maybe back up to ADR high, okay? Maybe back all the way to value area low, okay? That would be a bullish scenario. And the nice thing about this is I'm able to manage my risk. I have some reference levels below that will offer me an opportunity to manage my risk for a trade that could be, quite, uh, profitable, right? Okay. Very much a, 1 to 6, 1 to 5 kind of risk reward. Okay. All right. I think that's all I have for RBOB. Taking a look here and see if there's any questions. And let's go ahead and move to the equities. The equities are about to open here. So let's take a look. All right. Look the equities. Okay. We have some areas here. I'm going to forego, well, monthly. Okay. No surprise here, guys, what direction we're headed. Okay. I got a lot of these little levels here. Okay. No surprise what direction we're headed in this market. Okay. We're headed higher on the monthly. Yeah. NQ. This is what we're going to be looking at. NQ. Monthly is higher, weekly equally going higher. All right. There's nothing in, see, I'm just looking from left to right, nothing indicating here that we are reversing, correct? Daily chart. Okay. Similar kind of thing. Market is moving to the upside. Okay. Nothing indicating that there's any stall in price, any break in structure. So again, our view, our bias, I guess, the sentiment of the market remains to the bullish side. Okay. Turn this off. Let's remove all the drawings here, guys. Sorry. Okay. So very clear that we're in an up move here, right? For our chart. Okay. For our chart. Okay. This is the first chart where we're seeing a little bit of consolidation. Okay. Here developing. Okay. But this almost appears like it's just another little springboard for further price to move higher here. Okay. Got a little bit of consolidation on the upper end of this candle. Okay. We have this initial balance range. I'm going to turn off here for a second. We're right up against the settlement price here. Okay. But the move remains to the upside. All right. Bullish on all time frames from monthly down to 4-hour, 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart. We've been in this kind of area here. We've crossed above settlement from Friday, developing some price action, that may indicate we see some bearish activity at the moment. Whether this is going to sustain or not, we don't know, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my initial balance range. Wait for that to kind of play out here. In the meantime, I'm going to capture the levels that I captured already. Okay, I've already captured these levels here, so we're going to add them here. Okay. All right, so these are the levels that I'm looking at. All right, for NASDAQ. Notice I don't have a 4-hour supply zone. Okay, I don't have one. I look to the left on the 4-hour chart. I don't see anything but green pasture. I don't have any reference levels to the top side from a resistance level. We are at new highs. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and open up volume profile. Okay, so we'll go ahead and locate the 930 bar from Friday back here. Drag that across to here. Okay, so there's our value area range. Where did price open? Where did price open? It opened inside value. Okay, inside value. All right, so inside value means range price action. Okay, if range price action, we should be looking and focusing on extremes of the market. All right. Now, if we do manage to get above this value area high with a close, then that's initiative price action to the upside. That's very much aligned to what we're seeing on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, right? Everything is looking higher here. All right. All right. So what are some hypos? Well, if we do get a momentum move above, then value area high could offer me a area to support a long. Okay. After the first hour trade, if we do get a break of initial balance, IB high again could offer me an area for me to support a long. Looking at this area right here, okay, there's a little bit of a demand zone being established here at IB low. Okay, this 20,615, 25 is an area where would be a reasonable area to support a long. Okay, again, I see evidence of buying here. This is structure to support that. Okay, if I'm looking bearish, well, that's a hard one, right? Because we are in structure to the upside. Okay, what reference levels can I use? Well, I had value area high. It's being tested right now for a bearish trade. Okay, right? It's being tested right now. Okay, I have IB high, this level right here. That could also be a reference level, but we're very much going against the overall market here, right? Yeah. Well, the thing, yeah, we want to see a look above and failure, no doubt, Alejandro, right? And ideally, we'd want to see if we're truly bearish. We want to see price to get below 20,615, right, to really support a more extended move to the downside. Okay, right. Price and close below 20,615, maybe as low as 20,605 to really expect any significant move. Okay, but that could be a trap too, right? This is kind of deep in a buyer zone, right? It could kind of give you a fake out move, right? You can get a move down, give you all indication that it wants to head lower, and then zip right back up, right? So we need to be careful with the bearish trades, guys. Okay, because buyers could use that as a way to get to a discount. All right. All right. I would like to see a strong move out, and then I'll come back and test like the bottom end of that area, right? Once price moves and closes below it, then I want to see a failure coming in from below it. Okay. If I'm going to support a bearish trade. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the last market of the day, and that is the ES. Okay. So again, I'm just going to quickly go through the monthly here, remove all my drawings. Okay. Monthly, no surprise, headed higher. Okay. Right. Nothing here to indicate that we're headed lower. Weekly, similar kind of thing, headed higher. Okay. Daily, also, all right, all three time zones, all looking bullish. Okay, for our chart. Turn off initial balance here. Also equally as bullish. Okay, nothing here indicating that price is going to affect us in any sort of adverse way. Okay, or price is looking to reverse in any sort of adverse way. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, we have 30-minute chart also indicating higher pricing. We're seeing some breaks of structure here on the left. Okay, We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance. We have our initial balance range. We're going to go ahead and draw in our fixed range volume profile from Friday. Okay, we're going to go back to this 930 bar and drag that to here. Okay, so we opened, unlike the NASDAQ, we opened above value. So between the markets, I would say that the S&P is stronger to the bullish side than the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was on the upper end of the range. Actually, I think was actually reversing away from value area high. Okay. Let's go ahead and call out my levels here. Already got them captured here. So we'll do that. Okay. Locate my little text box here. And there they are. Okay. So here we have the ADR high, ADR low, ADR, SR high, ASR low. Okay. So here are my levels here. Okay. So this what was ASR high is now ASR low. Okay. So this 5611, right? We captured here as ASR high. Given the strength of this move, now it's become kind of our low position. So we're gonna make that 56. We're gonna change that to 11 here. Okay, and now our ASR high has changed to 5646. Oops. We're just going to change the word here. This is going to be ASR low. Okay. And then our high has modified up to 5646. Okay, 5646. 5646.25. Okay. All right. Move this over here. All right. So here are our levels. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, very difficult. Okay. As difficult as it may sound to support a long here. Okay. At these levels, right? We're at kind of the extremes. Where I'm going to be focused in on are any sort of retracements, any sort of levels below me that would offer me a opportunity to participate in this continued move to the upside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP right at this low here. Okay, so anything along this anchored VWAP could offer me a supportive trade to the upside. It did that just prior to the open of the market. It came down to this level, never got below it, and offered me a nice, opportunity to the long side. Okay, so anchor VWAP could offer me ASR low could offer me opportunities to the long side. Value area high here, also an area where I could potentially look for opportunities to the long side. Now, if I manage to get below some of these things, then it opens up 5611 as targets for that move. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It would probably be best to wait for some sort of retracement at a logical level in order to participate in any sort of long. We don't want to be the last guy buying here. Okay. Right. We could be the first guy selling. Right. But that's dangerous as well. Right. Because the train is headed higher. Okay. We need to start to see some structure, on the 15-minute to indicate that maybe this market is looking to reverse here, right? Not seeing anything like that just yet. Okay. I don't know if host levels weekly high, weekly low. I'm not sure. I don't know how those are calculated. Okay. Right now, I would say honor them if you've used them in the past. Okay. And there's no reason, I think, to ignore them. Okay. They've been tried and true and been used for some time. Okay. All right. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions here. I think I'm pretty much covered all the markets. I'm 10 minutes into the session, so I don't want to take any more of your time in evaluating the session. I would say that in the equities, We want to look for opportunities to go long. Okay. We need to look at reference levels where we support a long 56.21 seems like a logical level, which is also around where settlement price is. I see that as a logical level. If I'm bearish, well, we have it's difficult to be bearish in this market. Okay, I'm gonna have to admit, there's nothing here. Okay, we have ADR highs here. Okay, but what I tell people if ADR high is met within the first 30 minutes of the session? What does that tell you? That tells you that we might be in a sustained auction to the upside. Okay, sustained auction to the upside. So need to be careful on any sort of bearish trades here. And if you do decide to go bearish on any of this, then it needs to be kind of the scalp variety. Okay, because indications are that the market wants to go higher. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for now on the markets. Market review set. Yes, there will be a market review session later this afternoon at our normal time at 6 p.m. Central. Okay, so bring your questions, post your questions in group chat if there's any specific topic that you would like me to cover. Otherwise, I will, either if trades are taken, then we'll review trades and maybe some concepts if I see maybe a concept exhibit itself in the questions that I see. Okay. So for now, I will wish you guys, again, it's Monday, guys. Don't need to be overly exuberant. Okay. And trying to get into the trades, let the market kind of digest whatever news and whatever activities that they need to digest over the weekend break. Okay. And then ease your way, identify levels where you want to participate, like 56.21 would be a logical level for me to the long side in ES. Maybe IB low, right? Could be another area, 56.27. So ease your way into the market, wait for levels, okay? But at the end of the day, we want to trade well, we want to trade safe, we want to trade like pros, and we want to be market traders. All right, guys? Have a good day. See some of you during group coaching. Others, I'll see you throughout the day responding to questions in the coaches rave room. Okay. Until then, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.